Hi, I'm Carrie from the fashion class, and my video today is to show you how to make a homemade fabric face mask. These are definitely in high demand. Your local hospitals and medical centers may be taking donations, and thanks for watching. You will need 2 pieces of 100% cotton fabric. It's helpful to use 2 different prints, but not necessary. This way the user knows which side of the mask was on the outside and which side of the mask was facing, touching their face. You'll also need 2 7-inch pieces of elastic, stretchy elastic. You want something a little bit thinner than this. I'm using about only what I have at home, but you want something about half this size because this is going to wrap around the ear and really give the mask its tightness. So to start, we're going to begin by pinning our elastic first. So you're going to put 1 piece in the corner, just like that. And we're going to pin the elastic onto the fabric. The fabric is face up. We're going to take the other corner of the same piece of elastic and we're going to pin it over here into the other corner of the fabric. So we're just going to sew these onto the fabric. Make sure you backstitch. You want this part to be very, very tight. This is going to get sewn again in another step. So I actually like to go all the way to the end of my elastic and then backstitch throughout the entire thing. The seam allowance on this project is 1/4 inch. So this should be pretty strong onto your mask. And repeat with the other 2 corners. When you're finished, the mask will look like this. We're going to take the other piece of fabric and lay it on top of this piece. And what you're going to do, you can start at the corners. You're going to be matching up the edges of both fabrics. The colorful sides are touching. So the bright side of this fabric is touching the bright side of this fabric. And you're going to pin all the way around the outside of the mask. Now we're going to sew this, but we're not sewing the entire mask closed. We're actually going to leave a little space so that we can flip the mask right side out. So you're going to sew using your 1/4 inch seam allowance, half of one of the long sides, all the way up the short side, across the entire top of the long side, and then back down the short side, and bring it over another couple of inches. So we're leaving about a 2-inch space in the center of the mask. You do not need. Okay, so we're gonna start right here. Okay, on the long side, about 1/3 of the way on the long side of the fabric. And we're gonna sew to the first corner. When you get to the first corner, stop. And you're going to pick up the foot of the sewing machine, not the needle, and just turn it so that you can continue sewing down this side. When you get to the corner, stop, pick up the foot of the sewing machine, not the needle, and turn it again. And to finish, we're going to sew a little bit more on this first long side and stop. Now we're going to take our mask and we're going to flip it. So just put your fingers inside the opening you left and you're going to start bringing the fabric out. You really want to pop out those corners as best we can. Push them out with your fingers. We still have a couple more steps to complete this. We have to do pleats on the side or gathers. So you want the pleats to all go in the same direction and you want 3 on each side. So to create our gathers, we are going to fold the fabric over just a little bit and pin it. What this does is make the mask fit really snug and tight around the face and makes it much more effective. The gathers are pretty much meeting up with each other. We're going to pin that one and then we have to do our third. So final gather, You're taking the fabric, folding it over onto itself, and pinning it again. Just like that. The gathers that I'm making are about 1/4 of an inch. So you're going to be folding the fabric over about 1/4 of an inch. And let's start on the other side. Remember, these gathers went up, so these gathers must go up. So place your mask under the machine. This is a lot of layers of fabric, so make sure you take your pins out as you go. Always back stitch. And so almost to the edge, and then we're going to do our turning technique again, where you pick up the foot of the machine and move the fabric this way and keep sewing. And we are all done. Thank you guys so much for following along. As you can see, the elastic I use is definitely too wide, so you want to use something that's about 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch wide. I'm just using what I had at home. Please make a bunch of these and let's donate them to our local medical centers and hospitals. We'll be posting links of places that we know are taking donations of homemade masks, and these do help. They're better than nothing. Thanks for following, and be well.